Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome. And so, this is going to be the first educational video. We are going to hop right into things so that we are not wasting any time here, guys. Um, so, besides the system we're using, there's a few things that we want to keep note of for the week. It's good to know. I mean, realistically, do we use this stuff? Do I use this stuff? Not really. What am I successful without it? Yes, but this stuff is pretty cool, and I think it's something that we should be considering. For example, last week, so what you're looking at here is the weekly expected move, and the expected move is set by the option market. Okay, so option market on any stock, you have what you call implied volatility. So any stock is going to have a implied volatility. The Nasdaq has, you could see, depending on what expiration date you're choosing, let's say the 20 October 5th, uh October, let's see what's Friday. So October 10th is Friday. Okay, so if we go here and we look for October 10th is right here. And then if we go and look at the expected move, you can see that we have about a $380 expected move, higher or lower. You see the plus or minus. Okay, so back to the chart. If we look at this indicator, you're going to see this black line right here. That's where the market, that's where basically the market closed the last week. And we have a 380 move higher here and a 380 move lower here. Okay, majority of the time, 80% of the time, will the market want to stay within its expected move. Okay, within its expected move, you could see how the top was resistance and then we broke out. And then you could also see right here that the bottom was resistance. This was crazy because the volatility actually went lower when it should have went higher here. And then you could see here again, we had the market again within its expected move. You could see right here, it bounced directly off the bottom and then bounced. And then you could see on the last week that market came up, tagged the upper edge of the expected move and dipped. Now, I was not paying attention to this last week, but imagine if we were paying attention to it last week. So you could see that price came up here and totally resisted off of the 150 pivot zone. So the upper edge was sitting on a pivot zone, and so forth. All right, so this next week we have a upper move of 25,437. Okay, and what kind of does that align with? Maybe 25,450 pivot zone. So the 450 pivot zone, or maybe price wants to go to that 500. So next week we could see price hit the pivot zone that price should be on path to according to the macro levels, right? And then down here, price could fall all the way to the macro pivot zone. So if I put on the macro charts, you're going to see that this price is pretty close to the macros and the bottom is definitely close to the macros. So some decent opportunity when price starts reaching near those upper and lower expected moves. So in order to put this indicator on your chart so you don't have to calculate it, what you're going to do is you're going to copy the link in the Discord. So if we go into the Discord, which is so weird. Let me open up Discord real quick. I don't know why Discord sucks. Anyways, I posted the link in the Discord, so you're gonna have to go copy that link, and then you're gonna come up to this setup icon. You're going to open shared items. At that point, a pop-up will come up that looks like this. You copy and paste that link into this pop-up. So copy, preview. Here's the link. You import it. Okay. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring up a separate window that you see there. And what you're going to want to do then is you're going to come up to these three little dots, hit save grid as, call it the weekly expected move, hit save, and then you could go ahead and close this out. And then what you'll have here is when you click on your main chart and you go here, you'll find your weekly expected move. You'll find the weekly expected move and so forth. Okay, guys, if you have any questions about this, go ahead, give me a DM, say it in the chat, and we could talk about it.